Welcome to Hardware Resources Cabinet Shop. Today we're going to be assembling a double oven unit. As you can see, this is a big cabinet, so it's going to require some assistance today to be able to put this together. So make sure you find somebody to help you out. We're going to start by opening up our package. Slide it back over there. And let's start down here. All right. Lay that off to the side. Now you're going to have all your part pieces. We just want to kind of take them out, make sure everything is okay. Nice set of installation instructions to follow also. All right. One of our side panels. Another side panel. All right. Drawer box pieces. Okay, so once you get to your face frame, just want to make this note. The drawer front and the drawer is attached together, but it's not attached to your face frame. It's lodged in there, but it's not attached. But your doors are going to be attached. So you're going to need to carefully pull this frame out, holding on to the doors there at the top. We're going to use it in just a second. Take out here. There's our slide box. Here's our piece that we'll want to reuse in a second. Front, lay it over here. We have our back panel. All right, so you're going to begin by spreading out your protective material on your work surface, and then we're going to lay our face frame face down on top of that surface. And we're going to empty out the contents of our hardware box, pocket screws, and we have a number of 1-inch flathead screws, 1/2-inch flathead screws, a number of L brackets, and then some corner brackets that we will put on the top end. We're going to start out by just doing some pre-assembly steps that is going to save you a bunch of time later down the road. Take out both of the rear brackets. This is my back panel. As you can see on the bottom of my back panel, I have dowel holes to accept our slide brackets. I want the L of the bracket, I want the bottom of that bracket to be to the bottom of my panel, and just go ahead and push those down in those dowel holes. There are 2 screw locations on each of these. We want to make sure that we use the screws that come with the slide package. You want to make sure that you're putting these in square and flat so that they do not interfere with the sliding motion. And once that's complete, go ahead and lay that off to the side. Okay, so the next pre-assembly step is to get our side panels ready to accept our toe kick. So we're going to take one of our L brackets, 1/2-inch flathead screws. Down here in the area where the cutout is for the toe kick, there's some pre-drilled hole locations. We want to line our bracket up so that the L of the bracket is facing the cutout. And you want to repeat that with the other side panel. Now you're going to want to take your face frame and door unit and lay it face down on your protective material. Now, it's not necessary, but it's optional that you put glue in your dovetail. If so, please start 3 inches down from the top and put glue on each side. And now we're going to install the side panels. All right, so you want to line up your dovetail and just make sure that your panel is straight. Hold on to your face frame and it'll slide right in there. It'll be a little bit snug. Take it up until it's flush. All right, we're going to grab the other side panel and do the same thing. And there it is, flush. So when you took out your panels, you had a number of these that were about the same size that have notches on the end. The one that goes on the very bottom of the cabinet has a groove to catch the back panel when it's time to install that. So you want to make sure that this one is here at the bottom, just kind of lining it up here on either side. So the rest of the divider panels, top panels, they're all the same size. The one thing we want to point out, you can see that there are pre-drilled hole locations on the shelf. You want to make sure that when you put the shelf into its slot, that it lines up with the pre-drilled holes on the face frame that are already there. So in this case, we will need to flip this one over. And again, your side panels are going to kind of slide to the outside a little bit. That's fine. We're going to get those in a minute. All right, here's the next one. Again, here's our pre-drilled holes. I'm looking at my location inside here. Here's the last one. And my pre-drilled holes are right there. Okay. So to get that to line up, there we go. So the next step is to put on your back panel. You'll notice that our L brackets for our slide is at the bottom because we're going to put our drawer down there. And you want to make sure you put your good side in so that your pocket screws are here to the back. Now you can slide this in from the end. It takes a little bit of effort to do it that way. Work everything in here, make sure all the dividers are lining up. All right, so once you lay your back panel here, you want to make sure that you get the tab of the back panel into the groove that's on the side panels and then also in this bottom panel. So we're going to start down here and work our way to the top. We've got this one locked in right. Then you'll just want to work up and make sure your dividers are falling into place. And then we're going to repeat it on the other side. The thing you want to make sure is that you have your clutch set low and do not overdrive these to the side of your finished panel. You'll have one more pocket screw. You want to put it down here in the bottom to pull up the back panel tight. And you'll notice on your center supports here that there are pre-drilled holes, and on the top you want to take your 1-inch flathead screws and secure the back panel to these. Okay, so the next step, we're going to install our I-beam. It does have a finished surface, but it really doesn't matter. What does matter is that we take the lip of the I-beam and put it at the bottom, line it up with that groove on either side, and just push it up in there so it's tight. What holds it in place is the L bracket. We have some pre-drilled hole locations, so we're just going to go ahead and attach this L bracket. I'm going to screw it to the bottom shelf first, and then put the 2 screws into the I-beam itself. Let's make sure we push that up tight. Then with your L brackets, you're going to want to take and line it up here. This is to hold the face frame from separating from the bottom panel. Again, all of these have pre-drilled hole locations. So we just line them up and install your 1/2-inch screws. We can go ahead and put our toe kick in place. Now this also has a finished surface, but it is critical. You got to make sure that your finished surface is facing to the front of the cabinet. You'll notice the notches on each end that slides up in so that it's tight to your center panel. So we've already pre-installed our brackets to make this step easier. All right, then we'll take one more L bracket. Again, you'll see the pin locations that are on the bottom of the cabinet, and we want to put a support here for the middle of the toe kick. My bracket is up a little bit off my toe kick. It's because my toe kick's bowed out there a little bit, so you want to make sure that you line it up on your pre-drilled holes so that it all is nice and straight when you're finished. All right, so once we finish the bottom assembly, then we're going to move to the top. Again, we have a face frame bracket to attach it and tie it to the top support here. The next step is to install our corner brackets. We have 4. There would be 4 to go into each corner. I'm going to start with the pre-drilled hole here in the face frame. Make sure you're using the 1/2-inch screws that came in the packet in the small box, not your slide screws. You're going to need those here in a second. All right, so the next step, you want to take another L bracket, slip it up behind the face frame, line it up with the pre-drilled holes, tie the face frame to this support shelf. All right, then you're going to take your last L bracket and put it up behind this face frame and install it just like you did this one. All right, so as you start to assemble your drawer box, you'll notice that your drawer front is already pre-assembled to your drawer box front. No need to have to install that or line it up. When assembling this, I like to put it so that the groove for the bottom of the drawer box is toward me. You may want to go ahead and glue. If so, You just want to put a little dab in each one of these dovetail locations here, either side. So we're going to take one of the side panels, take our trusty rubber mallet here. I like to go ahead and put my drawer box bottom in. You'll notice that both sides are UV coated, so you can choose which side you want. Normally one side will have a knot or two, and if you're okay with that, that's fine. For today, we're just going to put the clear side. Take my other side panel, line everything up, tap it into place. You have your last piece here. Usually you'll have to pull one side or the other out. That one's already tilted out for me, so we're just going to go ahead and put this side together first over here. Line it up. And we're going to lay this down. And so I'm going to get my drawer clips left and right here. And using the screws that come out of my slide kit, I'm going to start with this screw here in the corner. And just drive that down in there. I'm going to push that switch back so I got a good shot at this screw. The last one goes out to this outside edge. Then you just want to remember to slide that back. Repeat on the other side. So now we're going to install our drawer slides. Remember earlier we put the rear clips on. This is going to save you a lot of time now. Instead of having to reach back in the back and install them, all we got to do is line up this slot on our rear bracket back there, push it into place, and then the bottom screw lines up with a pre-drilled hole. Take one of your slide screws, repeat on this side. Sometimes it helps to slide it out so you can see that notch to line it up back there. Want to go ahead and take our drawer box, slip it back on our slides, and now we have our drawer installed. Last step is to install our door bumpers. 2 door bumpers for your bottom drawer. Just put them about 1/2 inch in, halfway down, in the center of your drawer front here. And then we're going to want to install the others. A rule of thumb is come 1/2 inch down, 1/2 inch in from your corners. All right, and then you have a 6-way adjustable clip to make your final adjustments once you get your cabinetry all in. Make sure everything's lined up and you have the proper gaps. And that is the completion of the assembly of our double oven unit. I hope this assembly video will help you today. Thank you so much for watching.